For our business, obviously we're in manufacturing and cutting tools. So EH&S is a concern, right? The health and well-being of our employees and also the performance of our machines to produce the end-use product in an efficient manner. So really we had a problem with kind of the smell of the coolant, bacteria growing, things like that, and managing that, right? And a lot of shops have that problem. It's pretty common. And one of the things that I have as the leader of the business is a concern for the employees' well-being. So we noticed that we had this problem, we had to have it resolved, so we engaged Master Fluid in a conversation of how could you help us, right? We have this problem, we can't resolve it ourselves, we need a little bit of help doing that. So we engaged our engineering team with the help of our reps H&N, and they worked with our operations team to kind of do an analysis of the fluid that we had, identify the problems, and then bring a solution to the table to help us resolve it. Well, for me, it was really the one-on-one support, right? Are they engaged? Can they show up at a business and be there for you when you need them? And they were excellent at supporting us in that and helping us solve that problem, right? Because you don't want to get put on hold on a phone call when I say, hey, I have a problem. And are they going to show up for you? So that was the first thing. And we all know things aren't necessarily what they cost you, right, in the long run. And what is that value that you're getting back from them? So not only in the performance of the product, right, and helping us have our cutting tools last longer as we're manufacturing, but also that benefit of solving that end problem of that smell and that health and well-being. But it's really being there for you. Are they going to show up when you need them? It does mean a lot. I mean, one, the localized support, right? Knowing that they're right here and they understand the market dynamics. So they understand the value that they have to bring in order to make us competitive. With DAPRA being here in Michigan, there's a different cost dynamic competing globally, right? If you want to deliver value, you have to have partners that also help you deliver that value. And if they don't understand that dynamic, and with them being US market, they understand the end users, they understand the needs, and they bring that value along with, the solutions providing that they helped us solve that problem. Master Fluid was very good at getting back to us on any questions we had. Their attentiveness to detail. The engagement that we had with them was very simple, right? It was an easy onboarding process. They made it very easy. They took ownership of the transition process. So that was one thing that was wonderful with Master Fluid, is that they didn't push the ownership to us. It was a partnership, right? They looked to help us change out. They looked to provide the cleaning chemicals. They looked to how could they be a true partner in bringing that new solution on board, not just making it our problem and selling us some stuff and dumping it at the dock, right? So that was a big benefit of kind of the whole process for us. Yeah, it was tremendous. So to walk into the shop every day and to come into fresh, clean air and have the employees, go home to their wives and families and understand this is the change that the shop is making, commitment to us as employees, that even our health is a concern to them, not just productivity, not just cost, not just that. It's really down to caring for the employees. And then the performance, our cutting tool costs have come down because the performance has been better on the wear and life of our tools. So now we've got multiple benefits off of investing in this program. It was perfect because we have some gaps in our support system as far as the chemical analysis of cutting fluids, right? We don't have that capability in-house. And between the two groups and as a partnership, it worked out perfectly. We can put together everything we needed to come up with the right solution. And we're very familiar with Master Fluid as far as their exposure in the market, but we never really used their fluids before. So to have that understanding of a foundation of what that support system was made us even more confident to go forward. So I would say, hear what Master Fluid has to say. Let them come in, let them present to you what they can bring in value, and trust that what they're telling you is what they can deliver. And that's really, in the end, what all you want from a supplier is that they can deliver what they say they can deliver. And Master Fluid did it wonderfully. It's important in many ways. One, the tool, what comes out of it as a finished good product, right? Surface finish, cost of goods, right? Being competitive in the US market, right? We understand cost of labor and cost of goods is an important thing in being competitive. So it helps us there on our wear items and our tools. And then one of the unique things is interesting that you don't think about of cutting fluids is productivity of the workforce. If they're happier, healthier, they build more products, right? So it's intrinsic across the entire business and has a huge effect other than just a cost savings or a part finish. It goes across the entire organization. Couldn't be more proud. I think it's one of the best countries in the world for production. We come up with the most innovation, and I think we need to lean into it further, right? And I think one of the things is we need to embrace manufacturing as an asset for this country, in my opinion, right? It's not a bad thing. It's not a dirty word. You know, you could see in our shop here that it's a clean working environment. And again, people like me care about the workforce, right? And we want to provide the best workforce for the new generations coming through. And things like this and efforts like this matter. So that's where I'm proud to offer jobs and employment and things in this country that generations can then embrace going forward.